In this video, we're going to review how to solve one-step equations by using multiplication or division. So, in our first example, we are dealing with 5 times x equals 35. In order to properly show our work, we need to think about this being 5 times x. The goal is to get x by itself. So if I'm multiplying by 5, to undo multiplying by 5, I need to divide by 5. And most times we'll use the fraction bar to mean division instead of trying to write the little division sign. Okay, we just show the bar divide by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. Okay, so a lot of times we'll just cross those out, leaving me with x. On this side I have 35 divided by 5, which will be 7. So I get x equals 7. To check, does 5 times 7 equal 35? And it does. 35 equals 35. So my solution works. To the right, I'm going to add in a negative sign. At this point, I have negative 5 times x is equal to 35. So to undo multiplying by negative 5, I'm going to divide by negative 5 on both sides. The negative 5 divided by negative 5 equals positive 1. So I'm left with x equals 35 divided by negative 5, which is negative 7. And I get my answer. Once again, I can check. Does negative 5 times negative 7 equal a positive 35? Negative 5 times negative 7 does equal 35, so 35 equals 35. So this checks as well. On this next slide, we're going to take a look at what do we do when we're dividing by a certain number. So here I have x divided by 8. To undo dividing by 8, I'm going to multiply by 8 on both sides. So I can think about multiplying by 8 over 1. So in this case, if I reduce, the 8's cancel. That leaves me with x equals 7 times 8, which is 56. So in this case, 56 divided by 8 does equal 7, so this checks. To the right, I'm going to deal with what happens when I have a negative sign, even if it's a negative out front. This tells me that I should multiply by a negative number, and in this case, since I have 8 in the denominator, I'm going to multiply by negative 8. So negative 8 is cancel. The negative and the negative become a positive. The 8's will cancel, which leaves me with x equals negative 7 times negative 8, which is going to be positive 56 as well. Okay, one little note is what do we do in the case of fractions? So in this case, I have x 3/4 times x, 3/4 times x equals negative or equals positive 9. We have two methods to use to solve this. The first method is saying 3/4 times x is going to equal 9. To undo multiplying by 3/4, I'm going to divide by 3/4, which I would encourage you to write this way in this case. 3/4 cancel. So my x is going to equal whatever 9 divided by 3/4 is. Keep in mind, I need to think about 9 as being 9 over 1. I'm going to use the keep, change, flip rule. So I'm going to change the division to multiplication. I'm going to flip the 3/4 to 4/3. So in reducing, 3 times 4 is going to be 12. Now, an easier way to think about this might be to think about this as multiplying by the reciprocal instead of having to use the rule of fractions. I want to get rid of the 3/4. So I'm going to choose to multiply by 4 over 3. The 3's will simplify to 1. The 4's will simplify to 1. This leaves x by itself equaling, and if I multiply by 4/3 on the left, I need to do so on the right. I can think about the 9 as 9 over 1. I can simplify. 3 goes into 9 3 times. So the 3 reduces down to 1. 3 times 4 is going to be 12. Now you'll notice what I have here and what I have here is the same. It just simplifies some of the writing, so that might be helpful to you. So looking forward to practicing this some more.